Hello and welcome back to the Week in 7 Questions. My name is Margherita Movarelli, Head of Communications and Marketing at the Martin Center, and I am the host of today's episode. This week, our special guest is the Secretary General of the European People's Party and Secretary Treasurer of the Martin Center, Antonio López-Istúriz White. Secretary General, 2021 started with hope in the vaccines, and yet the year is about to end in discomfort for another wave of infections. COVID-19 and crisis management are again high on the agenda of this week's European Council. Is there something more that the EU could have done so far in terms of policies and coordination?
There is always something, that you can do better. Politics is not perfect. Managing crisis no one is perfect. But we have to go back and see that the vaccines appeared only 1 year after the first infections were produced. I think this, compared with history of vaccines, this is outstanding. And Europe was very much involved in the creation of these vaccines and in the coordination, the European institutions to distribute them around Europe. I think, good work was done, not enough. Also, this upgrading of the numbers now because of this new Omicron, means also that we have to be serious with the vaccination, all of us. And, when we have to convince also people who do not believe in vaccines, we have to convince them, in order to, adapt to the new situation. And that, maybe next year, and that's our hope, this will be beaten.
The EPP Congress was postponed to next year due to the alarming COVID situation. How is the EPP family preparing for Rotterdam 2022?
With the same spirit. I think it was a good decision. Time has proven that we were wise, the leadership of the EPP and everybody. I'm very thankful because everybody was very helpful. It was not easy to change this, but it's only a postponement, just a change of time. But the spirit is the same. We have elections and we have also, and we don't want to renounce to that, to our programmatic debate that we were supposed to hold now in November. We have to do it in May. And we have to give our people, in the EPP, let's say a roadmap, ideological roadmap, renewed for the next 10 years. And this is Rotterdam will be about it. And I think it's very important that we sit, debate publicly, and we reach consensus inside the family. This is what we have been doing for the last 40 years.
What do you think are the top 3 European priorities for the year to come?
The fight against COVID. Let's wish that in 2022, we are all, vaccinated or out of danger, and that, we will beat this. Second, the economy, the economical situation in Europe, and specifically giving hope for young generations about the future. And third, be alert of what's going on around us, around the European Union, around the bubble we live in. There are many things going on, for example, Ukraine and many other places that we have to be very attentive to and present.
You've been very vocal against autocracies in Europe and beyond. What immediate actions can be taken at the EU level to protect and promote democracy in the European neighborhood?
First, be very clear against dictators and dictatorships. Cuba, Venezuela, Belarus, this has to be very clear. We cannot give one step back. Second, to try to convince other countries that they are going into a more authoritarian way. Could be the case of Russia, Turkey, that those populations, I'm sure a great part of these populations do not agree with this authoritarian way. So let's work with them in order to bring them back to our democratic path. That would be, I think, the best. And for that, we have to use our tools. The most specific one is, sanctions, but also, firm and coordinated, attitude and, also response from all the member countries.
Populist forces seem to be losing ground across European member states. How do you interpret this phenomenon, and what is the situation in Spain?
This is, of course, this is what the polls are saying to us, and the political attitude in some countries showing us that maybe populism, is, giving some steps back, but we cannot sleep over it. We have to give our democratic fight and to convince European societies that there is no populistic magical solutions to the crisis that we are facing, that we have to do it day by day with a strong democratic institutions, with a state of law that is, around us and guiding our future. In the case of Spain, populism is still in our government, with the question of Podemos being still in government. So populism is still in government in Spain. We have to beat democratically, and we will do so in the next future.
Recent polls in France show that Valérie Pécresse, the candidate of Les Républicains in the next French presidential election, is ahead of Emmanuel Macron. Is there a positive trend for the EPP in France and other EU member states?
So-called traditional politician, but with clear answers, not saying that she has a solution for tomorrow morning, that there is work to be done, serious solutions, is elected, and is also ahead in the polls, for these presidential elections. Macron was using what we call a low degree, moderate populism, many good phrases, fantastic TV shows, but at the end, what results? What have been the reforms in France? There have not been any. And giving space for, the extreme right to be present in French politics nowadays, very strong, with Zemmour, Le Pen, and so on. I hope that Valérie Pécresse will win, and will bring back, the politics that France needs, serious politics, and a good long-term strategy for France and for Europe.
If you had to make one wish and one good resolution for the new year, what would they be?
Good politics, although it's so much criticized all around, not only Europe, Spain, the world, Italy, Margherita, everywhere, good politics at the end and good management. There are thousands of people working in politics every day that they are not in the headlines, that they do their job, and they are the people that they obtain, and they coordinate vaccines in 1 year. This is the silent work that we have to achieve and continue. My wish is that those politicians, those administrators will be the headlines of the future.
Thank you, Secretary General. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned and keep following our activities on the Martin Center website and social media.